What is up, guys? It's me, the ALE double X Prince. This thing might look different for some of you because I just got a new Apple computer. I'm kind of new to this stuff, so just bear with me. As I just pull out my notes for All Out. The AEW pay per view, All Out. Now, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I haven't been following AEW since I want to say after Mike Tyson left. Like I think I did watch Fighter Fest and Fight for the Fallen, but I didn't really like paid attention to what the hell was gonna happen for the rest of those shows. Guarantee you they had some good stuff. So, but I can't really like just confirm with you guys. But so I'll just basically talk about like my expectations for the show. I expected a solid show at best. I didn't really get that. It was it was kind of it was it was definitely the worst AEW pay-per-views thus far. This was not worth $50. If this was $30, 25, 20, yes. Now I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I did not pay for this shit whatsoever. My friend wanted to buy it. And I was like, listen, dude, I haven't been watching AEW that much, and I really don't feel like paying for it. And he's like, oh, that's okay. Just come to my place, and then we'll watch it together. I'm down. You don't have to pay anything. So I was like, sure enough. I went to his house. We watched AEW Dynamite together. Oh, not AEW, All Out 2020. And this is crazy, but I gave my predictions, and I only got 2 matches right. That is insane. I only got 2 matches right. Yeah, two, just two. Um, so basically, let me just go through the card. I'm not gonna go through the pre-show or the buy-in, whatever you want to call it, because we didn't watch that. But we watched the Tooth and Nail match. It was just the opener: Britt Baker versus Big Swole. Basically, this match took place in a hospital, a dentist, dental hospital. Like, it's basically that's what it was. I really did not know what the hell to expect, but it's basically just another cinematic match, which we could all get tired of pretty soon. Uh, to be honest, we haven't had a cinematic match since the Swamp Fight with Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt, if that was even called a match. But this one was all right. Britt Baker lost, which was a big shocker to me. I thought Britt Baker was going to get her big moment, but Big Swole, they're pushing new stars, and honestly, Britt Baker could honestly push herself to the top immediately. Look at her; she has yet to win the AEW Women's Championship. Sorry, those are my keys, but she killed it. Is she could carry herself to. She'll be fine, basically. So Big Swole, congratulations on that victory. Young Bucks defeated Jurassic Express. I asked my friend, why are these guys fighting for? This is a random match thrown together. He's like, oh, they had an 8-man tag team match. It was these guys versus the best friends in SCU. I think it was those guys, or I can't remember who the other one, but I know one of them was SCU. Basically, it was an 8-man tag. Whoever won, those two teams would fight each other at All Out. And it was the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express. Knowing how the Elite books themselves, I was guaranteed positive that the Young Bucks were gonna lose because they have this habit of putting over people in the pay-per-view. But I think it's time to like stop doing that. I think we're ready to like push these guys to the moon. Like I could totally see the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega going back as the Bullet Club, the heels, because trust me, we need something to make these guys relevant again. I'm tired of these guys losing all the time. So this is one of those matches I didn't think. I thought Jurassic Express because I love Jurassic Express. People are massive fans of Jungle Boy. I'm more of a Luchasaurus guy because big dude with a big mask, like that is pretty badass. I thought he was gonna be like the rising star. No Jungle Boy, but I'm okay with it. Um, yeah, I really thought Young Bucks and we're gonna lose and put over a new talent, but the way they won, it looks like they were like being like extra. Like it ended pretty spot festy with a bunch of kicks. They really did not know how to finish the match, but I'm glad that we got what we got. So I can't really stay mad about that. So thank you, Young Bucks, for giving us a decent match. This wasn't a spectacular match, and it didn't have to be. It was just like, all right. Next up, the Casino Battle Royal. I heard about these rules. It's basically going to be a Royal Rumble, but instead of like one by one, it's going to be five men at a time. And the 21st entrant will be a mystery, which was like, okay, who could the mystery partner person be? It was so stupid. But, anyways, it was a bit sloppy, just like people coming in one by one or five by five by five. It was like super sloppy. They should never do this again. It didn't work at Double or Nothing with the ladder match. It was so stupid because it made no sense in the ladder match to have these guys fight and wait until everybody get here. I think the only way that match could have worked is if everybody was trying to get the I don't know, briefcase or the chip, the Double or Nothing chip. If they were rushing to get it and try to make sure nobody comes back, uh, that would have worked amazingly. But it was so stupid that they were just waiting until everybody got there to try to get the chip. And same with this one. This one was a little bit better than that ladder match because it was just like you could eliminate everybody at once. It would have been cool if like Jake Hager was like, since he was the entrant, what if he eliminated all four and then he's just waiting for the next five? That would have been pretty fucking cool. Something to that extent. Like we could have had cool moments like that. We didn't do it, but the main thing I want to talk about is the Shockmaster, or should I say I was born to fight. Summer. I missed that song. Matt Seidel is the 21st entrant. I'm sorry, but Matt Seidel, I like him a lot more as Evan Bourne. That's just a thing. Second, I he's not a big name that was like, oh, that should be the 21st entrant. Um, and a lot of people thought it was going to be Brock Lesnar, which I know that he's a free agent, but come on, that sounded ridiculous. Brock Lesnar in AEW, I don't buy it. Some people said Rusev. Some people said I forgot. People said multiple names that kind of made no sense. You know who I really wished it was the 21st entrant, and this is who I thought was gonna win. I thought it was gonna be Tessa Blanchard. She was gonna be the 21st entrant, win the battle royal, the casino battle royal, and then that way we don't know if she's a face or a heel, and it doesn't ruin the main event. Because the winner is Lance Archer, which spoiler alert, you once you saw that Lance Archer won, you said to yourself, John Moxley is gonna win, which is like disappointing. I still had hopes for MJF, but I knew for a fact John Moxley was gonna win now that Lance Archer won. Especially because I know they want to do rematches from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Moxley and Archer. If you guys saw that Wrestle Kingdom match, these guys are gonna be great. And I'm finally glad they're pushing Lance Archer to the top where he belongs. At first, yeah, he was like a heavy mid-carder, but when they gave him Jake the Snake Roberts, I just saw a megastar here. I was so disappointed and mad that Cody nearly ruined this guy's career just because if anyone has an ego in AEW, I'm sorry, people, it's Cody Rhodes. That guy has this habit of losing, trying to make sure he's not the best, like putting himself over, and then later he just gets all the gold. He's undefeated on television. It's just so fucking ridiculous the way this guy's being booked. So, anyways, Lance Archer wins. Yay! And then we get next up the match that ruined the show, Broken Rules match. Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. It's basically a last man standing. If Matt Hardy lost, he would have left AEW. And I actually thought Sammy maybe could have won and then send Matt Hardy to TNA or Impact Wrestling, where he was. I'm gonna be honest, Matt Hardy is way much better in TNA than he is in AEW and even WWE. That's just a fact. Jeff Hardy is good in WWE, TNA. I'm pretty sure he'll be fantastic in AEW. But yeah, Matt Hardy was strictly the best he was at TNA or Impact Wrestling. But anyways, Sammy Guevara threw Matt Hardy down. I don't know if this was an accident or no, this wasn't an accident. But the problem was that the referee did this. That means done. The match is canceled, and then we do it some other time. And instead, the match just kept going. It ended clunky. It just threw Sammy out of the thing, and it was just no, it didn't work. They really dropped the ball with this match. What if like the match ended in no contest, like both lost, and then Sammy could say that I this like that could have given major heel heat, but then they could say Matt Hardy didn't really lose, so then we have a rematch. But no, instead like Matt Hardy's just being like trying to keep the match going. Like they imagine if Enzo and Cass versus the Vaudevillains kept going prior to like Enzo's big epic botch. Like imagine if Big Cass had to carry that entire match by himself. It wouldn't be believable. It really wouldn't, because the plan was the Vaudevillains to win that match. Imagine if those two little guys, Sam and Gotch and Aiden English, beat Big Cass. That does not look believable in the slightest. They needed Enzo Amore, but because he got injured, they canceled the match. They said, "Nope, let's just end it here and then just move on. Try to move on from the show." They were smart enough. AEW, Matt Hardy was not smart enough, and his wife, Matt Hardy's wife, fucking just lost it on Twitter, and rightfully so, because come the fuck on, like no, they should have been canceled. I don't give a fuck what Matt Hardy said. He should have not had this match keep going. Hikaru Shira versus Thunder Rosa. I know that Thunder Rosa is the NWA Women's Champion. She's not really doing much because NWA Power is canceled, um, or is gonna close down. But they just needed a big match for Hikaru Shira to win or to have, and Thunder Rosa is the best talent they had. They could have hired. It kind of reminded me of Asuka versus Mickie James. The only reason why that match happened is because they had absolutely nobody else to fill in that spot or believably fill in that spot. And we sure as hell we're not gonna see Nyla Rose and Hikaru Shida again, or at least not yet, to say the least. This match could have been great. People say this is the match of the night. I don't see it, and part of it was the fact that the crowd really wasn't feeling it. And prior to like that, like I mean, arguably it's hot as hell. It is the hottest time to ever be alive, people. Like I'm in California. It's like 99 degrees up in this motherfucker. Um, but yeah, that's the story. Um, and people were just thinking about Matt Hardy. No one gave a shit about this match. Like, and not to discourage the women, they actually had a good match. Um, People say that affected the match. For me, what really affected the match was the fact that it was just they needed someone to fight Hikaru Shida. That's really what it felt like. But I am happy that we got the match, and hopefully Thunder Rosa signs with AEW because AEW needs a good women's division. They got fucking Cameron from the Funkadactyls. Um, they got a bunch like Brandy Rhodes can't wrestle for shit. So like, who the fuck do they got? 8-man tag team match. Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares, aka Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall, defeating the Dark Order. Another match I got wrong. Yeah, I've been getting all of them wrong. Yeah, the only one I got right was Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara. I knew Matt Hardy was gonna win. I didn't know that fucking incident was gonna happen, but I had a feeling Matt Hardy was gonna win. So, anyways, moving on. Zack Ryder, I'm digging him. And AEW, I wish he went to Zack Ryder. That name is just gonna be stuck with him, even if he calls himself Matt Cardona. But yeah, this was pretty random as hell. Dustin Rhodes was probably the MVP of this entire match, and Brody Lee to an extent. Stu Grayson and Evo Uno didn't really do much. Cole Cabana was there for the loss of the match. I really thought the Dark Order was just gonna look strong and then take over everybody, but it clearly shows that they're gonna do something involving the Dark Order and the Brotherhood, aka Goldust or Dustin Rhodes and Cody Rhodes. I know a lot of people get mad that I call him Cody Rhodes. He should be just Cody. I don't give a fuck. He's Cody Rhodes, and WWE can't sue me or anything because I don't work for those sons of bitches. And I could be on Twitch if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Too soon? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, another match I got wrong. Yeah, I got a lot of matches wrong. But yeah. Now on to the match of the night, which I didn't even think was all that great. It was pretty meh at best, and the only other match I got wrong. FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dex Hardwood. It's gonna take me a while to get those names. Defeated Kenny Omega and Adam Page, the two people who have been carrying this tag team division by a landslide. They have had probably the best matches on the show. Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. The match with the Young Bucks is my favorite match of the year. They had a fantastic match with the Lucha Brothers. They were part of the Stadium Stampede match. They did also Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara started in the Stadium Stampede, but I really didn't like. It really didn't matter, but that's just so people know. But anyways, they had a match with Jurassic Express. They won it against SCU, which was a very underrated match. They just have been killing it. And I really wish that Kenny Omega was at the top where he belongs. But based on his booking, they brought him to like the tag team division, which worked. Not discouraging that Kenny Omega and Hangman Page were bad tag teams. But they were the best part of the tag team division in AEW. And keep in mind, the AEW tag team division is fucking fantastic. FTR, I'm not liking them. I do not like him in AEW. I really do not like him. They should have gone to NXT where they truly showed like tag team gold. I don't know why, but FTR are wrestling really fucking boring. They're not wrestling the same way they had with DIY, American Alpha, even to an extent the New Day. They're not having those like classics they are. And even though this was the match of the night, I didn't think it was all that great. Really, it was just memorable because this was probably going to be the night where Adam Page or Kenny Omega were going to turn on one another. And sure enough, that is what happened. Adam Page left after the match, and I guess we're going to finally do Kenny Omega the cleaner, which is what we've been waiting for ever since AEW began. So hopefully Kenny Omega is going to be back in the top. I know that the elite might be executives, but they're also big names. They gotta keep them at the top. I don't give a shit. Like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and Adam Page are all better than Cody Rhodes combined. Cody Rhodes, who I don't think is that bad in the ring, he is not to the level of these four guys. How the hell is it that Cody Rhodes is just having victory every day and then just like booking himself to try to be the best and try to say that, oh no, I'm nothing like my father. I'm like, no, your father was a legend. You are just trying to be a legend and you keep talking shit about WWE and it's not helping. So yeah. Let's just hope that this leads to some great stuff. I cannot wait for Adam Page and Kenny Omega to have their feud. That's gonna be probably the best feud of next year if we go back to a crowd. I think we're gonna do this until we have a real crowd, because this whole like mediocre crowds is just really hurting the business. It really is. Orange Cassidy defeated Chris Jericho in a Mimosa Mayhem match. I did not like this at all. A lot of people like this. I did not like this at all. It was, some people found it funny. Some people thought it was like stupid. I am one of those people who thought this was stupid. I think Orange Cassidy is a great talent. He is like to the level of a freaking. He reminds me of like the 1-2-3 Kid. His kind of story, not his character, but like his like position in the main event. Like he is like an upper mid carder. And I know that Chris Jericho wants to make stars, but and I am actually glad that Chris Jericho lost this way. If Orange Cassidy pinned Chris Jericho clean, that would not be cool. I honestly thought the match was gonna end with Chris Jericho pinning Orange Cassidy. He celebrates. Orange Cassidy just tosses him into the mimosa. And then everybody's sent home happy. I honestly thought that was gonna be the ending. Nope, we actually have Orange Cassidy do like the Superman punch twice or the Orange punch, whatever the hell he calls it. I'm not digging Orange Cassidy's theme song. I kind of just wish he just had the Best Friends theme song. Yeah, I don't like his theme song. It just sounds generic as hell. Like people complain about Keith Lee's song. This one makes no fucking sense. Like it doesn't fit Orange Cassidy's character. Finally, the main event: Jon Moxley defeated MJF. Yeah, so the only matches I got correct were Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara, and FTR and Omega and Page. I really did have a feeling that MJF was gonna win. Maybe not clean. Hell, I actually thought maybe MJF was gonna win by DQ because this looks like something that MJF would do. Like he would get himself disqualified. But the paradigm shift was banned from the match, which I hate. I hate when they do that shit. Like I remember Dolph Ziggler did something like you can't use the Claymore. Seth Rollins did something like you can't use the RKO, Randy. Like I just hate when you have to take a move like to try to make the match like more intense. It doesn't work. It's fucking stupid. Um and yeah, the match honestly was pretty good. It was probably the second best match of the night behind the tag match. And Moxley and MJF they did a good job. They showed color, which is rare to see in a match like this. Glad that they did. Wardlow accidentally screws over MJF by throwing the ring, and then Jon Moxley sneaks in the paradigm shift, and then he wins 1, 2, 3. Maybe MJF will win the AEW World Championship someday. I don't think that was now, and I'm glad that at least he ended by a shitty finish. All right, my overall thoughts on the show. I really thought this was a really weak show. Nothing to run home about. The crowd was dead. The Matt Hardy Sammy Guevara really ruined the match, the entire show. The battle royal was lame. The Mimosa match was lame. Nothing said match of the year. Nothing stood out. I mean, you don't really have to, but at least if you have moments, then I'm happy with that. We didn't have any moments, at least any good ones. Um, yeah, this was pretty disappointing. It would have been cool to see Tessa Blanchard finally. How cool would it have been if she won the battle royal, and then Tully Blanchard comes out, and then those are your four horsemen: Sean Spears, FTR, and Tessa Blanchard. It would have been something different, a different kind of faction. And Tessa Blanchard is popular for wrestling men, and since Impact isn't using her, they really dropped the ball. I don't know. AEW has this habit of having a good idea, and then later they're like, no, they don't know how to like last second change something that might work better, and that really hurts them. They kind of stick to an agenda. Same with WWE. Not saying that AEW is like worse than WWE. If anything, the best TV show to watch wrestling wise right now is honestly probably NXT. And even I'm not the biggest fan of NXT right now. Um, yeah, honestly, wrestling just needs a real crowd and needs anything just to stick around. Maybe Japan. Japan is not the best when it comes to TV. They really are not, but they are really good with wrestling events. They were smart enough to like cancel like their plans and like wait until like their shit didn't stop hitting the fan. Anyways, wherever rewatch this show, hell no, I would never rewatch this show. I was so fucking bored. It was the longest one too. Um, yeah, I think I'm good. I'm done saying things, but anyways, yeah, that's my thoughts. AW, hopefully they get things better. They tried with this show. I'm not saying it was horrible or anything. The talent tried. That's what really matters the most. When they actually look like they give a shit and try to do the best to give us a good show.